The waiver wire has ran for week 2, but you might be still looking at players. Also, some leagues, the waiver wire is running tonight. So, we're talking about some of these waiver wire players. And one guy that I'm catching a lot of questions for is Lazard. And we need to talk about whether or not you need him for fantasy football. On top of that, I'm going to talk about the landscape of the week 2 waiver wire in the back end of the video. So, you're going to want to see this one through. But before we dig in, make sure you click that subscribe button right now because we're talking about the waiver wire every day. We talked about it yesterday. We're talking about it right now. We're doing deep dives like this on the top waiver wire players, the guys you're trending, the guys people are asking questions about. I will do a video on those so you can see whether or not you want them by looking at the advanced analytics, the data, and everything else. And plus, people will comment saying, hey, I saw this, I saw that, and all that stuff. Click that subscribe button. Stop missing out. I'm here every day, and I use these videos to help you set your lineups. And now Lazard went off on Monday night, played on 100% of the snaps, got a lot of opportunity, was looking good. Everybody's wondering what to do with Lazard. There's not much waiver wire content on him because creators were making their content during the game, and Lazard just pops off randomly, and he had a good snapshot. Like I said, 100%. Ran on 51% of the snaps, and you're looking at the advanced metrics here, a 25% slot rate, so we're getting moved around, 100% route participation rate. Of course, you played on all those snaps, you're going to run all the routes. That's a lot of opportunity. You ran 31 routes in this game. This was a slower paced game, so if it was a faster paced game, 40 to 50 routes in a matchup like that, but we saw 6 balls caught on 9 targets, 1 deep shots, and we got a good 8 out of 10.9, 98 air yards in this game. So the volume here, a 31% target share, a 50% of the air yards, 98 air yards. That is something that's not going to happen every game. Even scaled back at 20% or so with around 80 air yards, 70 air yards in a matchup is something you're going to want workload-wise for your fantasy team that could lend to potential in better matchups. This was against the Niners. This was a slow-paced game. That's just going to happen. Also scored 2 touchdowns. I would look at more of the volume from the targets, the air yards, and the routes than the actual fantasy points scored. That lets you know more of what's going on with Lazard. And Mike Williams was out there, played on 18% of the snaps, but did not get one single catch. He will be used in the passing game going forward. But there is a sleeper I want to talk about. Malachi Corley is a guy to look at middle of the season. Not right now, but watch him. Watch his snaps middle of the season. He'll be used around the line of scrimmage. A guy to get yacked. But honestly, when you look at this for Lazard, there's a lot of opportunity here. This is more ambiguous than what we thought. Lazard was a guy to pick up prior to this game, but he wasn't like an emergency pickup or anything like that. Now you're looking at the workload. You're looking at Garrett Wilson. He's going to get a large target share, but Lazard's going to have his moments. He's just going to have his moments. He has that rapport with Aaron Rodgers. He's got the size. He's dependable. He's going to have his moments this year. That might have been his moment on Monday night, but still, he's going to have more moments this year. Again, you're looking at him, previous Packer with Aaron Rodgers, good size to him, good length, good ball skills, and you're looking at his production profile since 2020, and he's able to score fantasy points. He's done that historically, so he's probably going to do more going forward. It's going to be off and on, and I imagine the chart might look like this. Some more greens, a little bit of wide receiver 2 weeks, some wide receiver 3 weeks, off and on. A player that you're just playing the matchups with, and you're looking at Aaron Rodgers, 71.4% of his passes were catchable, was not operating out of a clean pocket too much. 64.7% of the time he was playing from a deep pocket. He has a 50% deep ball completion rate, so he's pushing it downfield. 7.8 ADOT, so it's okay. Not the greatest, but it's not putrid. And now you're looking at the schedule coming up. You got some slow-paced games, but some games where the Jets should win, get up top. Titans, Patriots, Broncos, slow-paced games. Hard to make those gambles and bets because you know the volume's not going to be there, but it was also a slow-paced game with the Niners, so anything can happen. You got some faster-paced games, Bills, that Vikings game could break. There's some interesting matchups going forward, but again, this is a Jets team where the ball can go anywhere, but Lazard right now, when you look at the waiver wire, there ain't shit there. There ain't shit there. I mean, there's some wide receivers you can look at, but there ain't shit there. This isn't a great waiver wire week. You should not be drafting premium lottery ticket players for really many players off the waiver wire. Really not. He's a good guy to get off the waiver wire, but also you're looking at him, you're like, this may not be every week. This should not be consistent. I'm not counting on this, but he is a good guy as like the last player on your bench to see what's up over these next few weeks if you can make it happen. But if you're loaded up with lottery ticket running backs, you may want to stay put, so you don't need him because the waiver wire sucks. The waiver wire sucks right now, and you're FOMOing over these wide receivers who are just getting a little bit of play right now that may not be consistent going forward, and you do not want to drop any of your lottery ticket players. But you suck at wide receiver. You did not pay attention to me during draft season. I told you to load up a wide receiver first 5 rounds, then get your lottery ticket wide receivers. You should be pretty deep at wide receiver, and now you're not, and now you got to play the waiver wire here. Looking at those batch of fools right there, that's going to be okay, but not consistent here. There's no Puka Nakuas. Puka Nakua is not going to come out of nowhere, win your league off the waiver wire right now. So you're going to have to stand put, make your decisions, pick up wide receivers that will patch up your lineup. This is a guy to look at. He's getting targets, he's getting opportunity. It's not going to be consistent. It will be here and there, but you're not going to know. It's going to be in these weird-ass matchups. But again, Lazard does have some capabilities to help your fantasy team down the line. Are you going to be able to pick them up, though? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.